Alrighty, I don't know how bad this damn wind is. It's a bit of wood I got off the fence line here. This was the remains of the one I have just taken down a few days ago, that already had another one a foot behind it. I got rid of all the wire this morning and then went and picked up the actual timber as a corner post. What a beauty. The bloody size of it. Flipping huge, wide as this thing. There you go. Size 13 US boot. About the same width as it. Good boy, that'll keep me warm. It's completely flat on the other side. Good stuff. Going to stack it in the back of this old tipper here. This is one my uncle had, and it's a bit annoying because it's down on a slight slope, and you see it's actually all rusted out up the front there, purely because the water would pool up in there and shit like that. So I'm going to put a tarp over the top of all this, and I've already got 3 tarps I got on the cheap at that bankruptcy sale, and try and keep all this under cover so if I do need it for the winter, I'll be right. But I mean, I got like big stacks over there. I've got everything else just about full as it's going to be. I've got to top up a couple of little things. I've still got more logs I've got to bring in that are already cut out near the old pines out there, and that'll fill up just about every space I've got left anyway, so everything's going to have to pretty much end up in here and with a tarp over it. And I'm giving up cutting wood because, quite honestly, like, I've got about 3 years damn supply already, and I'm battling to fit the stuff I've got into anywhere, which is why I'm resorting to all this weird tarping this thing up. So, but anyway, better too much and not enough. This place I was in once before. Antique joint. Got this bizarre looking thing. It's sitting on a dolly, but this is it from here up. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like chain link mesh. Almost reminds me of the old school chain mesh things that the knights used to wear, and that you can pull them closed. Inside you've just got the like a cast iron rack, and it looks like fake fabric. I don't know if it's real or fake, but then it goes up and out to a chimney. It's like a non-brick open fireplace with your spark guard mesh there. That's sort of weird. I've never actually seen one like this. Anyway, there we go. Well, as usual, the wind starts blowing as soon as I get the camera out. Been working on a bit of this here. Big tangles of wire and stuff that's gone from that post sort of across to here. There's a few of the bits that have sort of been wound around. These are the longer bits. All the shorter bits I snip into little bits and put in these old 5-gallon tins, old cooking oil tins that my uncle grabbed from some alleyway beside a restaurant probably. But anyways, I have to go ahead and get rid of all this, and it goes across to there, and you see there's another tangle there that's this one. That's a decent length actually. That's, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile or something, I don't know, 200 metres, something like that. This may be reusable. A fair bit of it's getting stuck in the grass and that. It's not too bad up here, but in there it goes right down to the ground further up. And I'm going to get out the log splitter, primarily because it's got a sledgehammer end on the opposite side, and smack out all these blooming posts. And I'm already getting the steel ones out. Yeah, going to get out the reciprocating saw and basically cut these out of the mesh and then try and roll it up. And I've been doing all that over there. That was where all the other posts come from, was all that fence along there. Yeah, and I got wire and then I got to. I've just done a little short patch. It was real rubbishy stuff for only a few metres, so I've still got to get all that wound up as well. But give you an idea, that's the trees around the house and that water tank, overhead water tank you see from here. But we're still, like, that big sign you can see in the power pole, that's the other road there. So this is like the 25-30 metres, it's like on the flat sort of thing. Yeah, this was going to be a giant veggie patch my uncle's got to set up. Like most things with fences, second-hand fence, shitty old posts, you know, I mean, look like she's obviously a second-hand post. That's pretty much solid, but of course it's obviously had about a flipping 100 years of use prior to him even putting it in here. And some of what he used was pine, off of the old cypress pine trees around the house, and well, basically they were rotted to buggery. And so they've ended up in a little stack. I was a dead box on there. I've been chucking all crap on top of that. But earlier on this year, from there, sort of up to the little bushes there. Continue on. So much old crap, you know. There's the chicken wire that's stuck in the ground here. It's so deeply stuck. I'm actually digging in the tractor, putting the plough on and actually ploughing into the ground to try and lift all the shit out of the ground. Try and lift all the chicken wire out, and hopefully it gets lifted up and tangled in the plough and we can actually make a go of trying to get it out. The trouble is, when all your grass grows through, it's very hard to get out, especially if the grass is still green. And a lot of the times, you know, a bit of wind and rain and sheep and whatever, it can either expose it or it can actually bury it about 2 inches deep. And of course this one's been buried and then had grass growing up through it, so but that's further along. So, but yeah, it may be something we look at once I get all the posts out, but I should be able to get most of these posts out today. You'd be surprised at the steel posts, because they're so coated in rust where they're under the ground, that's sort of the expansion of the steel as it turns into rust helps it hold into the ground. But if you hit them downwards, actually try and hammer them into the ground, the shock of the being hit by the sledgehammer or whatever actually breaks away the rust from the rest of the post, and then they're exceedingly easy to pull out, and you can just pull them out with one hand basically, you know. And it's a trick my father taught me, so later on I'm going to get the log splitter with a sledgehammer on the opposite end to get in and try and get some of these posts out, and then yeah, they'll go away for the spare stash that I'll have in the back of the old tip truck for the backup stash for winter that I'm probably not even going to use this winter, but I want to have dry just in case. Well, like I was saying, this is what happens when you use this old pine that's just fallen out of a tree. Don't look too good, eh? Oh, I know some sheep that could accidentally walk backwards and probably knock this over. Hang on a minute. I'll put this bit of wire in your mouth for a second. I can probably lift that up if I actually use two hands now, but can't break it while I've only got one hand. Yeah, hey, look at this. Ridgy-didgy bloomin' spiraling thing. This is how he made some of his things. This would be some of the local hardwood. That's not going to break up terribly easy, as you can see. But of course this is more pine from around the house. So good when you put it in, but then, you know, well, yeah, goes rotten pretty quick then. Okay, then in near the boundary fence. You can see my father is what we call a dam, or you might call a pond in the States here. My uncle said, this is a boundary between the two properties here. This bit's all looking a bit shabby because it was never really replaced, whereas from those bushes back that was replaced, when was it, like, I don't know, 97, 98, something like that. But yeah, that obviously gets rotten because some of it's underwater. My uncle said, this is, you know, lovely moist area of the paddock. I should, build a dam. And basically you built one right here, and it captures all the stuff there, and even the stuff coming off the road where you can see the power lines and you might be able to see the poles and the bushes, and it sort of all flows down and ends up coming into here. And after he built this, all of a sudden my dad's wasn't really filling up quite as good. But anyway, I did put an overflow in here, which is what I'm walking through now. I don't know if you can see the line of green there. That's where it usually goes out to when it's full. It's full in the middle of winter, but at the moment it's just a heap of shitty green water. Fortunately, there's a few other dams and ponds and whatever, and my father has another one that's reasonably deep, and my other one over there is reasonably deep, and the water in those is still good. But anyway, there's all these random old blimmin' half-rotten wooden posts. I've been picking them all up for the wood stove and that. And what do you know? Yeah, chicken wire, glorious, isn't it? There's a few bundles like this. I've actually got a huge big bundle near the box thorns like them, and they're flipping things right up like this. It's flipping massive. But what they've got is they've got these droppers, which are little wooden posts, and you get like 3 points or whatever, 4 points. These are, I think they're 4. Anyway, 3 points where it's going through the posts, and then they have these little clips that sort of look like that, and they hit the thing on the tool, and it sort of goes and just leaves you with a little wire curl, and then it'll curl this wire to the actual chicken wire. And they've got 3 of those, and then they've got another top individual wire on its own. But they don't like posts being in them at scrap metal, so basically you've got to unroll it, cut all the posts out, or snip all the wire out, but I've been using the reciprocating saw and just sort of cutting right through there and then pulling it off. End up with all these little short foot-long pieces, and then roll it all back up again. And well, it doesn't end there, does it? It is more mashed right into the grass. It's going to be great trying to heave all this out now. And it's brilliant with the rock on top. Yeah, it doesn't end. Some more old posts. His father's got a big, you see, yeah, right there, that's a like big stack of them that he's got for himself. Box thorn here, this is the sheep style. They're keeping it stunted. What do you know, eh? Scrap metal just never ends. It's a big length of guttering. I'll give you an idea, most of the scrap metal around my place is like this. Have a good look at this. Slot screw, not really often used. Oh, what's this? Solder. Solder. They've done a very bad soldering job. They've even got, not a real pipe, but a bit of sheet metal and then ran solder along it there. Solder in here. All this stuff is really old school. And yeah, a lot of the scrap metal you're pulling out will be stuff like that, and a lot of the guttering will literally be soldered up. If you find guttering or even pipe, like downpipe, same again, they do a 45-degree angle on a piece of pipe, and instead of putting silicone, it's actually soldered. But I noticed that the other day, as I was coming to analyse this one here. This farm machinery here, I have sets of harrows. One set I can see right there, another one on that dam there. The other, where you can see my white car there, see the big bush above it? There is some other giant frame near that bush, and I mean, it's only small frame, but it is super duper heavy. Real big I-beam stuff it's made out of. I don't even know what it's for. I never knew it was there until about 3 days ago. And then I got another set of harrows back at my house. So 1, 2, 3 sets of harrows, more farm machinery about there, more here, here. I want to try and round it all up and get it in the one spot. It's just getting ridiculous. It's part of the clean-up effort. Here's part of the original plain wire fence. And this one here will be destined to go before long. How's that for flaming quality and strength? God blimey. I've got a bigger thumb than that is. Oh well. This is another uncle style stunt. You got one post that's failing, so you put another one in beside it, and then and I'm not joking, I've seen ones where there's literally 4 posts. So one's failed, you put another one beside it and tied it. That's failed, so you put another one beside it and then tied that to it. And then that's failed, so he's put a star picket in and put it around the other 3 in the star pickets. I'll tell you what, it's just, oh God. Sort of funny. It's ridiculous, and it shows what my uncle was like. It's just, everything was just held together by a thread. I mean, just like a little thing there, just like this little tiddler here, just like all the posts that are pine that are already gone rotten. But anyway, my father's got plans to get this out, and I've worked out I've got to come through with a reciprocating saw quite a way in on the other side. This is a friggin' big thicket. Well, we're going to have to trim it right down through there, because when we pull this out, it's taking the damn fence with it, so we just clip every bit of wire right down through there, and then the same on the other side, snip all the bits of wire on the other side. You're getting an idea of how wide all this is now. Most of this is turned to crap. I'll just be a bit there. And then when we pull this entire big wad out here and burn it, then there'll be wire left in the ash that I better go and then pick up. But yeah, I reckon I can chop in the reciprocating saw in through here. And there's your main ones in there you can see. And that should work out. And I don't know if he's going to replace this fence then, because basically from those bushes there, it's replaced. And then back this way to that little tree there and the for sale sign over there, that's just sticky taped together rubbish. So at that point, once all this is gone, he might decide to put a new fence in. And you see the old tree guards here. I want to try and build some tree guards like that for my own trees. So that'll be one of the projects on the agenda at some point. And might be slightly tighter mesh I use, but yeah. I tell you what, the cleanup never ends. Here's a good one here. This will give you a good idea. Post going rotten. Rightio. We can fix it with a bit of wire around. Oh yes. Bed frame. Cast iron. I've got quite a number of these actually. I think they're the little studs there that hold onto the actual, like your wire mesh stuff or whatever. And then these pieces here would slot into the legs. There's quite a lot of these old bits of bed frame around the angle line that have been used as posts, because I've pulled out a few already. It's Yeah, it's the way it is, all held together by a wing and a prayer. There's another one, rotten post, replaced by another post, and you just loop all around it and she'll be right. And they both fall down. And so on and so forth. But anyways, we continue on cleaning up. Alrighty. Got 4 of these 20 kilo bags of coal. The way I can tell it's coal is, it's brown coal I believe, because we have a lot of that in this state. No barbecue symbol. You can use it with everything else but not a barbecue. That's got on the back. This product is not suitable for use in barbecues. Now the idea of getting all this is 80 kilos here. I've got another 10 kilos, so it's 90 kilos, which I think is close to 200 pounds worth of brown coal I've got. I've got a few box thorns that are really difficult to get to. You'll have one large rock, like double the size of this, and another one here, and maybe one here. It's just impossible to saw off. Or, you know, possible to saw off without damaging the blade pretty badly, or you can't fit the saw in there, or if you do, it's going to collapse on top of you and I'll get stabbed again. And so basically, the idea is to crush this up into smaller pieces, because that gives you better heat, and put used motor oil over the top of it, which will help it light, according to Tony Mullins, who has been a coal miner and had a lot of experience with coal, and that will basically allow me to burn the stump of them. These trees are still standing because box thorns are still standing because I haven't chopped them down because I couldn't, but the idea is that if you get a good enough fire going amongst them, the water in the cells turns to steam and bursts the cells open, so technically, yeah, you kill the plant. And then, you know, if it keeps burning, it manages to dry it out and then actually catch it on fire. And I have burnt green stuff. There's, let me see, a couple little sprigs there that I've killed those with a backpack sprayer, but it was Cape Broom, and I had quite a lot of Cape Broom here, and I chopped a lot of it down and put it straight into the wood heater, and actually I would just keep feeding it in, and it was just pretty much burning itself green non-stop. I think I throw the odd bit of 4x2 in as well, but the idea is basically to create a fire at the base and kill the base, and it may burn the base, it may not, but either way it's not likely to get the bulk of the bush. But then, because the base is dead, the bulk of the bush will die, and then I'll burn that the previous year. There's a chance that the bulk of if the stump actually burns right through, the bulk of the bush will just come crashing to the ground anyway. And then I'll, you know, it'll dry it next summer, and then I'll do it the winter after. But yeah, it didn't cost that much for this. So I'm getting all prepared for sorting all that, the hard to get box thorns out, which there are a handful. And yeah. Well, after having breakfast and stuffing around on YouTube for a little while and doing dishes that needed to be done, and then suddenly cats appear and I got to go and get cat food, and didn't get much done, and now I'm getting rained out. Not good. I'm managing to get quite a bit of it rolled up and whatnot, but I mean, you know, half an hour, and next thing you know, I'm drenched, and I could have been flaming doing the dishes now while it was raining, and got on with work beforehand. But anyway, these things happen, you can't tell. I would have never thought it was going to rain, but I mean, even now, we're supposed to be copping days now that are 45 degrees Celsius, 113 Fahrenheit, and, you know, yeah, here we are with lightning coming down over yonder, and flaming rain, and all this sort of stuff, and It is not usual that it rains this much and it even gets this cool at this time of the year. You know, this is the worst time of the year for heat, and yet I'm getting rained out. So anyway, I'll try and work out what I'm going to do next with all this. Carry on. There we go. She's 5:52. You won't see much at all. I've only got the LED lights on, so it's another classic Link in the Dark video. I went to bed at 8:30 because of the rain, and well, I woke up 1 AM and couldn't get back to sleep, and tried to sleep for a while there, and then gave up and got up and had something to eat, and then tried to go back to sleep for a while and still couldn't. So then I got on the internet and farted around for a while, and you know, by about 4:30 I decided to stuff it. I'm going to get said headlamp and go out and work, and I put a coat on. I was working out in the rain, in the dark, picking up all the logs of a couple of the small dead cypress pines right out on the edge of the hill, and I've been bringing them back and forward with a wheelbarrow ever since. But I'm just having a super strong coffee now, and I checked the internet, and apparently sunrise is 6:18 in the capital, so it should be about 6:25 or something here, I don't know. But yeah, we shouldn't be too far off the sun coming up, and I think I can see the first rays starting to sort of glimmer over the horizon, and then I'll be able to get on with a bit more serious work when I can see what I'm doing. I've been wondering about the Agave. It's not too good because the sun's sort of brightish behind it. The birds mucking around amongst it. All the flowers are out, all the yellow flowers are out, and they're obviously mucking around eating the nectar or whatever. All the bees are hanging around it quite a bit too, so I think we're getting there rather quickly, actually. Well, I thought I was pulling a nail out of the ground when I grabbed that end. Yeah. So it's like around here with scrap metal, there'd just be this huge bit stuck under the blooming ground that looked like the meat cleaver that'd come up there, you know, over there. I thought it was a bit of sheet metal. It was an entire bloody meat cleaver. That one went to the scrap metal the other day. As you can probably see, we've got quite a bit of water here. We had 23 mil of rain, which is really odd. That's very close to an inch of rain. Yeah, as for little kittens, I've been determining how old they are according to age guides on YouTube and all that. And I think they're between 8 and 10 weeks old because the colour of their eyes is changing from blue to green. Anyway, it means you can get them off the mother about 12 weeks, so 4 weeks, 6 weeks to be safe, and then I'll get them off the mother. But yeah, they got a little spot underneath the house, the room just in front of my bedroom, and they seem to be there most of the time, and just under the floor. So there you go, people. It's been a while since I've seen these. It's a native tomato. I showed these a long time ago, probably last year, on my channel. They ain't quite ripe, and they're green. There's a lot of these, that's more a ripe one there. Get your orange, as opposed to your yellow ones, which are still coming along. Got a lot of seeds, it tastes rather bland. That's stuff that I might eat it on camera. Oh, there you go. Not bad. Ooh, seeds are damn hard. quite a number of them around here. Obviously this is a large plant. You got a lot of small ones coming up all through here. Over there. I got rid of a lot of these in my father's vineyard because they never even knew they were native. They have a purple flower. It's actually quite a nice flower. I'm down at a lake thingy at the moment. You hear some of the water birds in the background and a lot of the people.